Although it is called a kit, as you can see, the whole thing is pretty much assembled. So what's in the kit? We have the PCB, of course, a remote control, miscellaneous cables, and the all-important jig, and a whole bunch of LEDs. It sure is a lot of LEDs. I am insane. Yeah, look at all these LEDs. It'll be a lot of fun though, right? Although I have never ran into a dud brand new LED, I've always tested them before and after I soldered them. It is a lot of work to test all these 500 and some LEDs, but it would be even more work if you have to fix it inside the cube. So here's my test jig. The left side is negative, coming directly from a wall wart. This is a 5-volt power supply. So the negative comes directly to the shorter LED pin, of course. And then the longer LED pin is connected to the positive side of the power supply using a 1K resistor. So that's it. Start with one pile, make another pile, another one. I was very pleased it comes with a jig because one of the most painful things about making cubes is lining them up. So the jig should make it easier. So the width and the depth of the cube is actually equal, but the height of the cube actually is different. That's the width the same, that's the depth the same. But as you can see, the height of the cube is going to be a little taller. I'm not sure why they make it that way, but that's the jig we have, so we'll work with that. This is the 8x8 grid that our jig is going to help us build. So this goes in here like this, and how it's going to end up in the real piece is like this. The LEDs actually are pointing forward, unlike a traditional LED cube that goes this way, going up like that. This one actually goes this way. The board, when it's operational, actually is going to be upside down. So the speaker will point down. There's a hole on the case for it. They actually have these little headers that I break down from the one long piece. This is the other thing that you have to solder. It's not too bad, except I did have to open up the speaker because two of the things that I have to solder underneath here. So I have to actually unscrew this, solder it, and then put the speaker back on. Not a big deal. Holding it such that the negative is on the right side. The negative side is shorter and it has a flat piece of plastic on that side, on this side. So bend it towards you and you will see that it is actually, this bend is parallel to that line. So once we bend it downward like that, I will put my plier right here, and there just happens to be a mark there, and I go over here and I turn it 90 degrees towards me. So the one going down is going to be perfectly flat with the actual LED. There's no gap at all. But this other one has a little bit of gap. And the reason for that is we do not want to short the positive and negative lines as they cross each other. Because we want the LED to have some room hovering over here, protruding out. I'm going to use one of these standoff that actually meant to be for the case, I believe. But we can use that temporarily. So I'm going to use these to make a raised platform. Okay, so now when the LED is over here, it's gonna stay there like that. Okay, let's start assembling. The flat one goes towards the bottom, which is right down there like that. That's how it's gonna go later. So the soldering part of this is basically do whatever you need to do to keep the LED leads where you want it to be for it to be soldered. So I've used anything from Lego pieces to hold it down. I've used blue tape. Ideally, actually, is if you have someone to help you. If you have a cat, well, maybe not a cat. But like I said, do whatever you need to do to hold these things together. I have my iron set at 325 degrees. Keep the iron tip clean. Put a little bit of solder on it. And then heat up the material, heat up the lead. And that's it. It doesn't take much to keep that in there. Let me show you. So that one's done, and we're on to the next one. Like I said, once you get one of them, you could leverage the one that you already have in there before. So like I put that on top of that, and it basically stays by itself. because it acts kind of like a spring. So now I could actually put solder in there without holding anything. That's it. But yeah, see, this is kind of like popping out, so that's what this is for. Such that it stays flush to the jig while you solder it. So each layer will have its own positive driver. All these LEDs over here shares a common positive. All the LEDs going down here shares a common negative or cathode. And so that goes here, and then there's going to be a wire that goes from the first layer to one of the pins, second layer to one of the pins. Let me show you those now. So H1 is going to be the first layer, H2 is going to be the second layer, H3 going to be the third layer, and so on and so forth. And that's why I make this such that all of them are actually going that way. The positive are going bent that way, except the last one isn't bent because I'm going to just make it go to the one behind it. So it'd be like that. So let's start putting this together. I put the 90-degree square there to keep it square. And then I measure the distance between those two leads. And I made a little jig at that distance. And I just basically go to the top and I put that jig up there and then I solder it. And then I'm now about to solder the middle ones, and then I just keep on doing this. Probably only need to use the jig for the top and the middle. So I got 3 of them soldered up here. And basically it's the same process using the jig to keep the distance the same. The one thing I added is I added this one piece of wire here to keep this side stable because otherwise it's too wobbly. So I put this over here and I solder that top wire. Make sure you solder this wire onto the anode, the positive one, because remember the negative ones are common this way. Basically this wire and those wires over there are exactly the same. They're connecting all the positive within a layer. Well, this is exciting. It's all soldered up. Well, not really. We still have to power up every level yet, because right now basically all we have soldered up is all the negative leads coming up, but there's no positive powering each layer yet. That's what these extra wires down here are going to be for. So I was too excited, so I forgot to take a video of the soldering of this last step here. So here it is within the case now. These little white wires powers up the layers. So H1 over here powers the first layer, H2 over here powers the second layer, H3 powers the third layer, and so on and so forth, all the way up to the top one over there. I also asked Banggood to send us the option on Enclosure because I think it's important to protect our cube from curious hands. And that's it. And you put it inside a case.